in Colombia. It's my first time I'm visiting, and I'm having an amazing time, but I've been working with our Colombian team pretty extensively for the last 2.5 years, for sure. And some of that work has won some awards as well. So it's not just that we're talking about it, we're actually doing it here as well. Some of those are for business applications, some of those are going to be personal applications as well, right? So I want to have an agent for me that's going to help me to run the next marathon, right? So not that I'm going to do that, but in order to really innovate and to transform an organization, you've got to be curious and you've got to sort of like think about doing things in a different way. I don't want somebody that thinks like me. I really don't, right? I want somebody that's going to challenge me and thinks differently, because that's going to make the solution different. It's going to make it stronger and it's going to make it better.
C-Level, negocios que importan, líderes que inspiran.
Jatinder, such an honor to have you here in Colombia, Bogota, by the way. Welcome to C-Level magazine. How are you? How do you find Colombia as a prospective country in AI?
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to be here in Colombia. It's my first time I'm visiting, and I'm having an amazing time, but I've been working with our Colombian team pretty extensively for the last 2.5 years. And then I think with reference to your question in terms of maturity of AI within, the Colombian marketplace, we're definitely seeing it sort of like have traction. We're definitely using it within the work that we're doing within Accenture Song, for sure. And some of that work has won some awards as well. So it's not just that we're talking about it, we're actually doing it here as well and getting industry recognition as well. And a lot of that innovation is coming from Colombia. So it's brilliant for me to actually be here and physically meet the team, because we've all been on screens this big for so long that it's good to actually have that human interaction as well. So yeah, thank you again for inviting me. It's brilliant to be in Colombia.
You talk about a very important topic, is Copilot to agents, like that migration. And also Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, talked about it a few weeks ago here in Bogota. What is the importance of having this technology to achieve a new direction towards companies?
So yes, I think the migration from copilots to agents is that we're going to have agents that are going to be specialized, that are going to be for specific tasks, right? So who is my agent for informing how I engage with a consumer when I'm trying to sell a product, right? So a conversational commerce agent. What about if I have a service issue, right? And then we have agents that are also conversational, but are now looking to address service as well. If you have an issue with a brand or a company, how are you doing that as well? And so some of those are for business applications, some of those are going to be personal applications as well, right? So I want to have an agent for me that's going to help me to run the next marathon, right? So not that I'm going to do that, but so how do we have agents that are personal as well as sort of like how I engage with companies as well? So we're definitely seeing that movement forward. You mentioned obviously the Microsoft CEO being here. I was recently at Dreamforce, the big Salesforce conference, 45,000 people in San Francisco, and again the topic there was the migration from Copilot to agents as well. So this is what we're seeing across the ecosystem partners for sure.
We have a big goal when we talk about AI, and is energy resources.
Yeah.
How do you see this path of creating new energy to respond to the demand of AI and technology?
Yeah, so obviously there's exponential computing power that is required, as that the one thing that is sort of like going to evolve as well is sort of like, how fast we can move, what are the energy requirements, and that's going to be a natural evolution over time as well, for sure.
Okay, I want to talk about one topic that you talk about in LinkedIn. You post an interesting topic, and it's about relevance engine.
Yeah.
Can you talk about this tool?
Yeah, so the relevance engine is a solution that we've built at Accenture. So The way we think about things is that sort of like how we work with clients is to drive growth through relevance at the speed of life. So if we're helping our clients to become more relevant and we want to do it at the speed of life because we're all dropping these microcosms of data on a millisecond basis, in order to do that, you need an engine. So the relevance engine is a solution that we've created in order to make that happen. And it has a number of key components. So the first is what we call the fuel, right? This is all the data that's being dropped, the zero, first, second, third party data, and now synthetic data. So that's what's going to be using to fuel the engine. Then we need a brain. We've got to make some connections, right? So I've got to understand who you are, Sebastian, as a 360-degree view. So then we need to get resolution around that data. We need to do that, so that's building the digital core, in order to get insights into that data, right? So some of those are macro, some of those are micro. Understanding the audiences, who are the segments, what's the size of the prize. Once I've got those audiences, then I need to understand culture at a mega, macro, and micro level, and where is society going. How do I create emotional connections with those different audiences and doing that algorithmically? So you see, we're understanding both emotions and behaviors with the relevance engine. Then ultimately, what are key opinion leaders and influencers saying as well? Because we want to ingest that into the strategy. Where are people showing up against paid, owned, and earned channels? And then how do we interject at moments that matter, build experiences and orchestrate experiences, also empower sort of like, employees or sort of like, a sales force where we have physical products linking a back office and a front office and then measuring and optimizing it. And then bringing all of that insight back to the front. So it's a continuous loop. So that's a sort of like an overview of what the relevance engine is and the solution that we've built, and how we are then developing that by industry vertical as well. And we're working with our ecosystem partners to make that happen. This isn't to usurp them, but it's in partnership with the ecosystem partners.
Interesting, because I love LL models.
Yep.
So I think it's really like an upgrade,
Yep.
like a superhero,
Yep.
Nowadays when we talk about technology.
Yep.
But I want to finish this interview, talking about how a leader can make a path to their team in a digital world, because we talk about technology,
Yep.
but we don't talk much about the skills, the soft skills that leaders need to develop their economy,
Yep.
their products,
Yep.
and their services.
So I think the soft skills are curiosity. So I think having a curious mindset, I would say, and the data and the technology is the not easy but easier part of the equation, right? So we can bring all the plumbing together, but in order to really innovate and to transform an organization, you've got to be curious and you've got to sort of like think about doing things in a different way. So it's to have a transformative mindset and to surround yourself with people that are going to say, yes, how do we take this journey, but take it pragmatically together? And also to bring in different parts of the organization. So if you sit in the marketing organization, go and sort of like be connected to the technology organization and also to the risk and compliance part of the organization as well, and start to co-create this future together, because it definitely takes a village. So those are some of the places. Be pragmatic. What are the brands you're going to focus on? If you are a global company, focus on specific brands and in specific markets, and then scale from there. So be choiceful about the big bets that you're making as well.
Co-create is the future.
Correct. I think so, yeah. Because I'm a great believer in that you need convergent and divergent thinking, right? So you need discourse and you need friction, right? Constructive friction and constructive discourse in order to get something that's breakthrough, which is why you need people that have different mindsets, right? So yes, we need STEM, and I was talking earlier about STEAM, right?
Yeah.
The A is the artist. We need the linguists. We need the cultural anthropologists. We need people that understand semiotics. So we need the combination of the left brain and the right brain to really unlock the power that generative AI offers us.
Here in this magazine, we talk about the role of women
Yep.
in STEAM careers.
Yep.
Such an important role.
Absolutely.
They can reinvent the way we can see technology nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there's role for people with with, as I said, with different perspectives. I don't want somebody that thinks like me. I really don't, right? I want somebody that's going to challenge me and thinks differently, because that's going to make the solution different. It's going to make it stronger and it's going to make it better. So surround yourself with people that think differently to you, that are going to challenge you as well.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Such an honor, pleasure.
Thank you,
Thank
Sebastian.
you.